Here we go, BTC fight fans. The following contest is being brought to you by MPC Fitness app, Maverick Performance Clothing, and Client Secure Media. Scheduled for 5 rounds in the middleweight division, this is the BTC Middleweight Championship. Introducing your fighters. First, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the camouflage trunks trimmed in green and black. Standing 6 feet 4 inches tall, he weighed in at 184 pounds. He's a freestyle mixed martial artist representing H2O MMA. He comes to the BTC cage with a record of 7 wins and 3 losses, with 1 win coming by way of submission and 1 big win coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of and representing Montreal, Quebec, here is Jo Vallée! His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks. Standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, he weighed in at 184 pounds. He's a freestyle mixed martial artist representing Parabellum MMA. He comes to the BTC cage with a record of 5 wins and 1 loss, with 1 win coming by way of submission and 2 big wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of and representing Tillsonburg, Ontario, ladies and gentlemen, here is Aaron Jeffery! Referee Todd Anderson with middleweight championship fight instruction. Ladies and gentlemen, this BTC Middleweight Championship will be decided in 5 rounds or less.
It is the co-featured bout here at BTC 5. Typhoon, John Ramdeen, Josh Hill, Robin Black. Our co-main event, Aaron Jeffery in the black shorts, Jo Vallée in the camo. And we are underway, both men trying to control the center of the cage. And you would imagine the weapon of choice for Vallée is Jab City.
Yeah, with that reach.
Being 6'4".
Yep. Long legs, too. Aaron's just trying to let a little time tick away and try to find that comfort. And Joe's more than happy to give him that. You know, we're 30 seconds in now. It starts to, it's real now. You're in a fight.
Yep.
You're in a title fight, 25 minutes.
Jeffery switching back.
Yeah, once he starts slipping his head, those are the things that he wants to be doing.
Jeffries moves around really, really well for a middleweight.
Yeah.
Almost looks like he's a lightweight.
He does. He flows really nicely. Sees everything. You know, when you're seeing everything.
You see him wide-eyed.
Yeah.
It really feels like he's seeing everything. He's just moving his head out of the way.
Very good head movement.
He feels good now. You can see it. You know, he trains with, but that's what Joe does. He's just not there.
He knows his range really well.
He's just really aware of where he's safe. Aaron trains with Elias Theodoro, our ring card boy, and Todd Stout, and a lot of really high-level guys. And Stout's big. He's got reach himself.
Absolutely. So I think the winner of this fight is going to make a big splash at middleweight in Canada.
Big time. You know, outside of Elias, you know, and in the UFC, these are the best middleweights going right now.
Marc-Andre Barrio as well.
Oh, yeah, but he's in the UFC too, is he not?
He is.
Yeah.
I think after that, it's really up for grabs.
Yep. That's what you want to do. You want to throw some punches, move your feet, and continue to throw. But, you know, Joe hasn't been hurt either. That's the thing. So he's getting a lot of information here.
Yep.
His brain is gathering data on how Aaron moves.
Light kick from Jeffries is going to add up. He's got to keep going back to that. Joe's not checking it yet at all.
So see how Aaron's actually moving in tighter now? It's really, he's doing the right things. Doesn't mean it's going to work, but at least they are the right things. He's getting to Joe, at least pushing Joe into having to exchange more than anyone we've seen.
That's right.
He really is.
He's been able to do what very few people have been able to do and kind of turn that temperature up on Vallée.
Yep, and I like the shot to the body, up and down and deep and shallow. Vallée is 100% aware now that this kid is real, that this is a very real challenge.
In the lead up to this fight, though, he recognized the type of challenge that Jeffery was. He understood that he's a good athlete, that he has a lot of experience.
The big thing that's different about him is when he's seeing everything and then he's comfortable enough. The way when people settle into playing jiu-jitsu and you see it all and you flow with it and nothing really stresses you out, that's the way Jeffery strikes.
Yeah.
When you throw it at him, no big deal. If his head's not there, he doesn't care.
Small adjustments he makes on the fly.
And he's very aware that it is about being able to do it. You know, that you don't automatically have that skill. You have to put yourself into that state of real awareness and real connection to the moments.
Is it safe to say at this point of the round, it's up for grabs?
Yeah, I would. It's very close. I would say right now, Jeffries might have. Oh, there's the takedown attempt.
Because he's moving forward?
Moving forward, putting pressure and keeping Vallée on the fence. But this is just, I think he's just chipping away his money in the bank. It's a 5-round fight, so all this will add up in the later rounds if it goes that long.
If he can stay here for this minute, I'll give him the round for sure.
Yeah.
You know, he's pushed the guy back. He's also controlled this position. But 50 seconds is a long time.
Yes,
2 clean shots by Joe, and it's his round now.
Yep.
That's one of the things I think the viewers really need to understand is that what is the most effective techniques and shots that can change the direction of a fight.
Yeah. You know, 2 key shots. At 1, you would be like, oh, no, you know, maybe that was a big shot. But 2, and certainly 3, and all of a sudden, you know, a close round where there hasn't been a lot of damage, and you see it for the other guy. But this is all good stuff. This is all great. Even if they separate now at 15 seconds, you can burn it off. You get your jab out. You throw a couple of long-distance kicks. You be super aware, and you win the round. But he's done better against Joe as far as beating Joe at that game than anyone we've seen so far.
To disengage. Both men back to their corners.
You know, one thing that when we're talking about being really present and really focused, that ability isn't automatic. Now I'm in it, so therefore this fight I'm going to be present. I'm going to be really focused. Fatigue can affect that. We've seen Chris Weidman, a brilliant fighter, as he gets tired, be less sharp. You know, it happens to the top guys.
When you see it all the time in the training room, when somebody gets really tired, the first thing that goes is their mind. They start making mistakes and poor decisions, so it takes a lot to keep that mentality in check.
The Spartan. Ringman.
Yeah, attention or focus, it's a limited resource. It's a renewable resource, but it's a limited resource. It starts to go, but a break, you know, a little bit of focus, a little bit of, you know, settling down of your nerves, and you can get it back. But 20 minutes, a long time, man.
Can there be overconfidence at this point? If you're Jeffrey, it's like, I don't know if I belong in there with a guy like Vallée. Then you go in, you have a round like that, it's like, oh, I got this.
It's so tough. Like, you want to be confident enough to throw that punch and get to that body lock. But yet, well, you got to remember that the reason you're doing well is because of all the things you're doing, not just you. You aren't better than him. Your choices and your training and your preparation's better so far.
I also feel a lot of times fighters, they rise up to the level of their fighting, right? So if they're fighting a lesser opponent, they know they're going to smash, they might not have their best performance, but when they're fighting a guy that they know is a tough go, they might bring their best out.
One of the examples is Vallée's teammate, Mike Dufour, when he ended up fighting
Jesse Ronson. We were talking about that with the coach, with Richard today, their coach. I mean, Dufour had a wonderful fight against a genius. Ronson's a genius when he's on. And that kid took him all the way 25 minutes. Jesse still won the fight, and he earned it. And it was tough for him, too. And this is that kind of fight. This is going to be a hard fight for both of these guys. You can feel it.
But it seems like Vallée is super calm. Even though he's being controlled here, he's not panicking. Because it seems like he understands this 25 minutes.
Yeah. Josh, the first time he did 25, was it Marlon Moraes?
No, it was actually Diego Wilson
yes.
for the aggression title back years ago.
Yeah.
But it was much like this. The first 2-3 rounds, I had pressure, a lot of clinch, a lot of grinding, just to really tire him out. And then I looked for the finish later in the 4th and 5th round. I didn't get it, but it was those things in the first 2 rounds I did to really wear him out.
Right. And help with your confidence to say, I'm going to go after these things?
Absolutely.
God, to be able to just keep going when somebody else fades, it must be just a wonderful feeling to have. But for Aaron here, I think he looks really good in the open space, but I think this is about taking a guy who's really elusive and making him less elusive. He'll be there a little more if we can just tire him out, make his legs sore, make his lungs hot. We can find him a little easier if we put in this work.
I just do get a sense that Vallée is playing a little possum.
Well, he's not using as much energy as a less experienced guy in these spots would be.
Absolutely, but there comes a point where we're halfway in the round now where you probably lost that first half of the round.
Yep.
So you have to get a little bit of sense of urgency to get off that cage, circle him off the cage, or break free and do something. You get a little bit more offensive.
So, John, if you were here, you would be being fatigued immediately.
Yes.
You know, any of us. But Joe is actually doing quite well. Like he's not.
He's managing things very, very well.
Yeah. A regular person or a person who trains, likes martial arts, trains a bit, grapples a bit, with a pro athlete like this is being sapped. Yeah. But Joe is not. Joe is using technique to stop the technique.
My question is he doing that to Aaron Jeffery kind of
to try to fatigue him?
For a later attack.
Maybe. He's certainly not spending a lot of energy to bust out of it either.
I mean, he's not spending a lot of energy, which is good, but he might give up 2 rounds because of that.
That's right.
But if your goal is, I don't care about rounds, I'm going to get the finish before 25 minutes comes.
Well, you better hope you get that finish.
Yeah. So Aaron trains a lot, we said, with Elias. You've seen a lot of Elias fights like this.
Right.
A lot of Elias fights like this. And you can see the 2 training partners out in the open field with Todd Stout, that he looks good pushing against the taller, bigger guy. And then against the fence here, this is an Elias fight. But he's doing a good job too. Like, you don't separate them here. He's kicking, he's kneeing, he's punching, he's fighting. Like, he's not stalling. He's working. Yeah. This is it. Yeah, still throwing the knees, still making him work. Although you're working as well here too. In theory, if you draw a straight line from his shoulder to his foot and just make that line, use physics, that straight line is what's supporting the chin of Jo Vallée right now. So he should be using less energy and just making his body a simple machine to hold that position. Yeah, you hear smart cornering. They're like, don't waste energy. What's the point? We'll win the round.
Yeah. I mean, what do you get out of it? You get a takedown?
Yeah. Of a round you already won?
Round you already won with only 10 seconds left.
Unless you really are just feeling like you're in such good shape, why not make that statement? Tell him,
Absolutely.
but
I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. And there's more of this coming. That's the vibe you want to leave him.
Aaron Jeffery, very impressive over 2 rounds. I would be very shocked if any judges have scored the first 2 rounds for the very skilled Jo Vallée.
The strategy, Josh, looks good too. Like, if you want to get to a guy, you have to push forward. If you can push forward enough, we can get a body lock or put him against the fence. So we want to push forward to strike, and if we can get even deeper, we'll just take away all the space.
Absolutely. Vallée's a guy that wants to stay on the outside, keep his range, pick you apart, be defensive. But if you push him and pressure him, that's why they're always saying take the center of the cage, put his back on the wall, and keep him there. And that's what he's doing, and it's working. It's effective. So now Vallée's down 2 rounds. He's if this goes the whole round, he's got to win all 3. Right. So the onus is on him now these next 3 rounds.
Which, if you're Aaron and you want to land punches, is good. Now, we didn't just win 2 rounds. We've changed the dynamic, so we've got a guy who moves away, maybe wanting to move towards us now.
And when he does move towards, maybe that's a good time to drop underneath.
Hit it, punch him, or take him down, or both.
Exactly.
In some ways, it's very logical.
It is.
And I don't know if you heard that. Referee Anderson's telling Vallée that if you want it, you have to work for it, meaning if you want to get off the cage, I'm not going to just separate you.
Yeah, that is good refereeing. That is good refereeing right there.
Good left hook there.
And this is one of the things about Vallée.
So Vallée circled off that little catch of the single leg that Aaron tried.
Was it part of the strategy to make the youngster tired?
That's it.
There it is again. And good ref, telling him he's got to work. Aaron is working. He's doing good work here. Kneeing the legs, and now your legs start getting cloddy. You got a guy who wants to move away, and now we're hitting that curve of the quadricep.
I feel like the guy, the cinder block's hanging off him.
Yep. This is great work. And then you frustrate a guy, too.
Exactly.
You got a guy who wants to dance, and instead he's got a hug. And you notice he's lifting his leg now? You don't want to take those. You want to take the weight off your leg.
Yeah.
Jeffrey just battering.
You got a guy moving a lot. Let's bruise up those quadriceps.
And we saw him trying to attack the calf muscles as well. Inside, outside, a non-stop, relentless attack for Aaron Jeffery.
We also just happened to have caught this fight a week or two after a fight with Kamaru Usman, where the ref had warned him, "Hey, you got to fight," and that drew attention to this fact. It's like, no, this is fighting. This is fighting right here. This is martial arts. But I think it is because people are kind of aware of that right now. Refs and people who look at these things are having this conversation now that this is fighting. And they are fighting, and he's doing a great job of it here.
Absolutely.
Vallée does not really seem to have an answer for the strategy of Aaron Jeffery, who continues to batter that thigh.
John, you and I have often talked about this kind of fighting as the running game in football.
Yeah.
It's very subtle, but it's really beautiful as you start to understand it. All of these are choices and movements and techniques. They're all meaningful. Every position of the shoulder, of the hand, of the hip, it's all meaningful.
Can play this game, though.
It's very difficult.
Small little charges up the field. Eventually get the touchdown, right?
Just, inches and feet.
Vallée's got to look to get his arm there, inside. Look to repumble. Look to control the bicep and the elbow there.
Yeah.
Look to get us, and then spin off the cage. Great space here.
But man, if you're Aaron and you're winning this,
absolutely.
all day.
All day. It's working. Don't fix it.
It's also, if you're on the receiving end of it, and you've always been training this defensively as he's going to drop down and grab my hips, and then the guy isn't. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm going to smash your legs up, and I'm going to beat you up here. It's just really smart fighting.
Really, you have to say it's the best performance of Jeffrey's career.
And the best performance of almost anyone we've seen against Jo Vallée. Although we saw a knockout.
Barrio.
Strania. But he was disqualified.
Right.
So that's not a loss on Joe's record. But even that one, Strania was able to get to him at the very end.
And that's what makes this more impressive, is that Jo Vallée has faced serious.
He has. The top 185-pounder's not in the UFC. Yeah. And one that is.
Barrio's now in.
And one that is, yeah. But Aaron trains with the top 85er in Canada that's in the UFC, Elias, and good guys in his own right, and came in with a great strategy, in great shape. And man, like, you'd be hard-pressed to take a smart guy and discourage him from just doing this for the rest of the fight. It's there for you. It's really hard to win every minute of this, unless you're just better than him here. And now you know you are.
I would love to know how many knees Aaron Jeffery has thrown so far.
We don't have those mathematics here, John, but it's a lot. I can tell you that, it's a lot.
Is that the official number?
That's the official number, many. Also, it's really important as a fighter here, you do not, those boos need to be irrelevant.
What aren't they seeing? Are they not seeing their guy beating up the out-of-towner? Or this is what they want to see?
That is what they want to see.
Right
so
at the buzzer, blow lands.
3 for Aaron.
Yeah.
A clean 3. Yeah. Oh, and you see a little frustration, too. He's usually the guy frustrating people. He's not being, he's dancing and he's moving, and now he's frustrated.
What would be the strategy change if you're in the corner of Jo Vallée? Because right now what we're seeing is that he cannot prevent Aaron Jeffery from getting chest to chest.
So what you got to do is going back to that long jab, establish your range, do not let your, like we call it the warning track, that 2-3 feet from the cage. Do not have your back there at all because you know you're going to get pushed in the cage. Circle away and use angles and stay long.
And you don't forget you have 10 minutes. You don't have to knock him out with one shot. 10 minutes is a long time. Move your feet and start touching him. Frustrate him.
But there's also a certain reality. Even if you're perfect and you win those 10 minutes, you don't win the fight.
But we can knock him out in the 9th minute of those 10. We can start getting to him. We can hurt him a bit. Like, you don't need one shot. But his mobility will be somewhat, restricted.
I think that lead leg's starting to hurt. AJ's been landing that low kick.
And you talk about a strategy. You're kneeing that same leg, and now at distance we start kicking it. We weren't doing it before. He's having a harder time moving, and we're caving in those muscles.
Vallée just getting out of the way, and Jeffery goes to the body.
And it's good that you caught that beautifully because he's just now targeting the sternum. Just hit the center mass. Once we start hitting the center mass, we know where he is. He's on the end of our mitt.
Jeffery doing a great job of eliminating that reach advantage.
So needs to keep him. Joe needs to.
And here, you're a minute in. And you go right back to that thing you've been running all night. Yeah.
So Jeffrey's corners now is telling him to step back and
Yeah.
look to finish this fight.
I'm surprised.
I think they've got him hurt, fatigued.
Yeah.
tired.
I'm surprised, but they are seeing it. They're seeing it clear. They're confident in that. And
Sorry, I missed that. You're saying the corner
Aaron's corner is saying
They can finish
step back and
Really?
finish this fight. Yeah, which is really,
I don't know.
really.
I'm not seeing that.
Well, then he can go right back to this, right? But yeah, I mean, he's still dangerous.
Yeah, Vallée's
Like,
eyes look clear. It seems like.
but they are tuned right into this. And if you're seeing the wobble in the leg and you're seeing the deep breath that never fills the lungs, like there are all these subtle things. You're seeing extreme frustration on a guy. You're seeing him, signs that he feels defeated. I mean, they're seeing it.
But that might not be the truth. Just because they see it.
True. Yeah. But those hurt. Those hurt. Simple instructions.
But as you can see, Vallée knows how to hang on you.
But man, you said it. Like how many knees did he take?
I know.
And we agreed it was a lot, right?
Even Vallée grabbed him there and to pull him in, so he's starting. He is very frustrated. Maybe obviously really, really fatigued. He had a chance to get off the cage there, but he didn't.
Yeah. So to drag a guy and pull him in, you're pulling him back to what he wants. Yeah. But it's better than being where you are, and that is, you're right, Josh. That's really, really smart. It's a sign that we don't know what to do, and we're really beat up here.
He's not moving off that cage again.
He backed himself up to the cage.
Exactly. He can't physically get himself to do the things that he'd like to do. This is brilliant. This is really brilliant.
I'll be honest, I did not expect this.
I'm blown away.
I really thought it would be more even.
Me too. In fact, you could see it coming in after we've seen these Jo Vallée performances where guys just can't touch him. But the way he's chewed up the distance in those first 2 rounds, chewed up the space between them, was key. And then the legs, the body. I mean, this is old school Team Tompkins kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Nice body shots from Aaron.
Yeah.
Those hurt him.
Trying to attack that liver. Jeffery really turning
He's done.
up.
He's done.
Outstanding. Could he finish Jo Vallée? Aaron Jeffery really, yes, down to the ground. The fight is over. We have a new middleweight champion as Aaron Jeffery took it to one of the most skilled middleweights in Canada.
That was something.
Great performance by Jeffries. Wow.
You're not going to see much better than that.
Wow.
Body, legs,
Surgical.
grappling, taking away space, elbows, brilliant strategy. Like that was a virtuoso performance against a really brilliant fighter.
That was a smart, athletic execution of a game plan, and it went absolutely perfect for him.
Look at. So this is where a lot of the fight took place, but this is fighting. It's technical, and he's winning it all. Like he's winning almost every choice and every exchange in there. That's absolutely brilliant. Joe's frustrated, and that was part of it.
I mean, that's part of it, right?
He's used to being the one that makes you not able to figure out the answers, and tonight it was him. And those body shots, I don't know how many he ate, but I don't think I've ever seen somebody, certainly not a middleweight or a light heavyweight, deliver and land that many body shots. Wow. I want to talk to this cat.
That was awesome.
Good.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, please, for both of the fighters in this cage. And now for your winner. This contest came to a halt at 3 minutes, 52 seconds of the fourth and final round for your winner by TKO and new BTC Middleweight Champion, Aaron the Adonis Jeffery.
Please put your hands together for both of these two martial artists. Aaron Jeffries, how are you?
Great, man.
Dude, honestly, that was a brilliant performance. Everything about it. The way you took away the space, landing punches, putting them on the fence, beating up the legs, beating up the body. Brilliant. You couldn't ask for anything better than that.
I was talking about flow state a couple times. I knew I had to do something different against this guy compared to the last opponent. I had to wear him out. I didn't want to strike with him, and it worked.
It worked. It was truly brilliant. And there was just the odd moment where the audience doesn't always know what's happening in those moments. You weren't frustrated with a boo or two. It was truly a brilliant execution of a perfect strategy to beat an incredible fighter. Yeah, he says. Yeah.
I knew it was probably getting a little boring at times, but I could feel the finish coming, so I could deal with a little bit of boredom to get that finish so I could fight.
What are you guys going to drink out of this?
Can't say on a microphone in front of my mother.
Well, congratulations, man. Who do you want to thank? That's a beautiful belt, and you earned that against a brilliant fighter.
Yeah, all my friends, family that came down to see me, all the guys at Fairville and Nagasaki, and everyone knows who they are. Thanks to everyone.
That truly was, from our vantage point, one of the great performances. Aaron Jeffries, ladies and gentlemen.